Well, I have to compliment BYU. I thought they played well, shot the ball extremely well from behind the arc, which is what they've done, and they did again tonight. We have to be better, defending the three, but you give those kids credit. They made some quick, tough shots. They played well together, 22 assists, and so they really connected well offensively. And for us, we got to understand what the game plan is and things that we got to do better at taking away in order to give ourselves a better opportunity.
Coach, obviously there was a lot of key points in the game, but it seemed like the end of the first half, beginning in the second half, it looked like you were probably going to go into the locker room with a decent lead, and they hit the 4-point play, and then in the second half they came out firing. Kind of how tough was that sequence? Because after that it seemed like you were playing from behind a lot. No,
absolutely. I thought, considering we were in foul trouble with Keyshawn sitting out most of that half, I thought we were in a good position. You had a 2-point lead. We had a chance to have a bigger lead, like you said, but we had a tough foul on a 3-point shooter, and it picks up 4 points. And so for us, I thought I started the second half just wasn't very good. I thought it was more the turnovers. I think we had 4 turnovers in the first 4 minutes. And so it wasn't a lack of shot on goal. We missed a few shots, but it was the turnovers that I think really gave them some run-outs, gave them some easier opportunities, and that's stuff that we got to prevent. We only had 2 turnovers in the first half. We had 8 in the second, and that's not who we've been. We've taken care of the basketball recently very well, and we have to understand the importance of that.
Coach, you mentioned foul trouble. You guys were also missing Mikey Williams and J.J. Taylor today, along with foul trouble with Keyshawn and then foul trouble with Darius Johnson in the second half. How did that affect your game plan and the way you guys attacked?
Oh, no, that's tough. I mean, when you're losing 2 of your, more experienced players, 2 guys that have done a great job for you all year, I don't need them sitting next to me. And they have to do a better job of being disciplined and, like I said, not losing our composure in situations, understanding, that's going to potentially add fouls with technicals and or picking up fouls and frustration, defensively. We can't have that. We have to be more mature than that when we play. And that's things that we have to, talk about and things we have to continue to work on. And like I said, it's an emotional game. But you can't get too high or too low in this game. You have to stay steady. And I thought a couple of times we got a little too emotional, and it led us down the wrong path.
Coach, at the halfway point of the conference slate, kind of in a critical area, now sit at 4-6 in the Big 12. What's the message to the guys going forward, especially with 2 more games coming up in a week?
Well, we have to regroup and respond. Our message stays the same. We have to understand what the game plan is, and we have to execute. It's going to be that simple for us. And if we do those things, we give ourselves a chance every night. And that's what we did, on most nights. And we have to, look to regroup again and turn our fortune around.
Hey, Coach, how's it going? Since you heard the news from Mikey and JJ not playing, Nils, he stepped up, was ready to play, man. You expect that from a guard, one of your guards like that?
No, I trust our guys. And Nils is a second-year player for us. He knows what I want out there, both offensively and defensively. He played, in meaningful minutes last year, so it's not like he's coming into the Big 12 and has never been on the floor before. He has been in these games. So, I could trust him in those situations to come out and contribute.
Coach, what was the biggest difference you noticed between the first half and the second half when Keyshawn was on the court versus when he wasn't?
Well, of course, when Keyshawn's on the court, he just, he attracts a lot of attention by the opposing team's defenses. So when we're running our offense and different things we're doing, you can just see them, game planning and trying to do things to kind of slow it up for him. And, and like I said, he does a great job of facilitating and or going to score. So, running our offense with him in the game, of course, a lot of things we do is designed for, when he's in there playing. And so I thought the second half he was able to, find his rhythm and continue to help us doing what he does, which is finding ways to score and or, kicking it out to our guys that can shoot the basketball.
BYU kept on scoring the last 5 minutes or so of the game. Defensively, what do you feel like you guys struggled with most in terms of keeping them from getting second chances or keeping them from be able to get stops when you needed them late?
Well, exactly. We needed to get stops coming down the stretch, and we didn't do that. And that's something that I've really liked about our team. We've typically gotten stops down the stretch, and we didn't. And so we got to do a better job. Most of them were three balls that we gave up. Like we gave up 1 offensive rebound putback. And so we got to do a better job of making sure that, we take away the shots that they're attempting to take, and we got to do a better job of boxing out and pursuing the rebound.
Is there a flu bug going around the team? I think the broadcast said there's got JJ and Mikey have the flu. What's their status? Is that what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys are a little sick, but that's part of the game. I mean, everybody's battling that right now. I think this year, it's probably been more than any year. Most teams probably have been going through some things, with sicknesses, cold, flu-like symptoms. So, we have to be, smart about, how we get our rest, washing our hands, eating properly, all things that's required to make sure that we get over these things quicker and or that we don't catch them.
Johnny, you guys get back at it on Wednesday against Cincinnati. What do you need to do you guys have been so close with a lot of close games over the last 3 or 4 weeks. What do you guys need to do to finally get over that hump?
Well, we need to execute better. I said earlier, we got to execute better. I mean, we were in position, and then I think it came down to execution. I thought, down the stretch, they executed better than we did down the stretch. Like you said, look at that last 5 minutes. I thought they were pretty efficient all the way through that last 5 minutes, and I don't think we were as efficient as we needed to be.
Coach, they were getting a lot of catch-and-shoot opportunities that they were converting on. What do you guys have to do to be better in closeout situations and with disrupting the passing lane so they don't even, have a chance to get those opportunities?
We have to be more active on the ball, and we have to close out the guys faster.
Coach, team forced 17 turnovers. You scored 18 off of those 17. That's a difference there, too, in this game.
No, absolutely. That's our game. I mean, we want to, that's how we play. And so we were able to force the turnovers, just that they had 22 assists. So in a game where it's going to be a high-possession game, the way we play, I thought we did a good job with that, with our activity and in our aggressiveness. We just, didn't quite force enough turnovers, considering, they had 22 assists. So they had a plus, turnover to, assist ratio. And so we like it to be somewhat the other way around.
Coach, BYU doubled you guys' points in the paint in the second half there. Just what were you noticing down low in the second half?
Well, they were making adjustments toward how we were defending, trying to find ways to take advantage of what we were doing. And that's what the game is about, just making adjustments. And so they made some adjustments to try to, put the ball in, other positions on the floor to see if they could get other openings, whether it's, the post guy rolling or throwing it inside. And so that's what they were able to do. And so, we were trying to take away the three, of course, as you can imagine, because that's their most, potent weapon. That's what all season long they've been one of the best teams, in the country, in my opinion, at shooting the three. So, you had to pick your poison on what you're going to take away, because you're not going to take away everything. And so I thought we did a good job of trying to take away the three. And so in doing so, maybe they had some roles that were open in the lane for guys to, maybe get some finishes or drop off to someone else.
Coach, it seemed like a crucial part of the game. Darius Johnson was coming down with the ball, and it seemed could have been tripped and it could have been a call to foul, or whether it was or not. But how did that influence the rest of the game? How did that change the momentum? What did you see from that play?
I didn't see the play, so I didn't see what happened. I have to watch it on film to see if he actually got tripped. But if he got tripped, it should be an automatic call. I've always been told when we've been in that position, when guys fall, then they, usually the call comes. So hopefully, I'll see, and hopefully he didn't get tripped. But if he got tripped, it'd be very disappointing because, that's supposed to be an automatic.
Last one here. Coach, heading into this game, your team was the last team in for March Madness as it stands. How do you approach and deal with these higher pressure, crucial matchups in terms of getting a bid?
Well, I love these situations. I've been, raised in these situations all my career. So for me, I love it. And I want my team to understand, that's a compliment to them and their work ethic, how hard they play. And so, to give themselves an opportunity to be in conversations. I'd rather be in a conversation than that. And so we have to learn to, play in those situations because that's good for you. It's good for you as a player. It's good for you as a person, for later on in life.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Obviously, it was kind of a pivotal end of the first half, beginning of the second half. Didn't go the way you guys would have wanted. How did that kind of, set you guys back? And obviously, BYU was able to storm back in the second half.
Obviously, they went on a little run coming into the second half, and that always hurts. Like, we gotta do a better job of getting into our game quicker and don't let them get off to a run.
It's seemed like a trend now that you guys went to a close game with Houston, Kansas, and now BYU. What isn't allowing you guys to be able to pull out these late game situations?
We just gotta keep working on it. There is a lot of games left in the season, so we just gotta keep improving, keep doing what Coach said, especially the game plan. We just gotta respect it and just keep going.
Moustapha, I know it's a team game, and you probably don't want to talk about yourself right now, but coming into today, you've been averaging 15 points over your last 4 games, 2.5 blocks. How do you feel yourself getting more comfortable out there as conference play moves on and you progress through your freshman season?
I've been just working, We all my team, we've been just working hard. We just got to keep going, trying to win games.
Neil's season high minutes for you. When did you know that Mikey wasn't going to be unavailable for today? And then how do you feel like you adjusted to the extended workload in a game like this with so much on the line?
I'm just always ready, so I didn't know if Mikey was gonna play or not, but I'm just always ready, and I feel like coach knows that, and that's why he could rely on me today. I felt like I could have done a little bit more, but I felt like I did a good job with my minutes, and I'm just ready for if I keep practicing hard, then I'm okay playing those minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Moustapha, BYU was doubled you guys' points in the paint in the second half. What were you just noticing down low facing the Cougars there? The BYU doubled you guys' points in the paint numbers in the second half. What were you just seeing from the Cougars down low in the second half?
We just gotta guard where we are. As a team, we just gotta play defense as a team, and then individually, we just gotta guard better. That's what we gotta do.
Hey Mo, man, big game for you, man. It didn't, despite the game didn't turn out to you guys was supposed to. You see Darius and Juice was finding you multiple times to get like easy breaks, man. How does it feel to having, you have those two teammates, man. They're gonna find you at the right spots at the right time, man. So how does it feel, having this big game and even?
Yeah, I mean, I have really good guards: Nils, Darius, Jordan, Dior, and then since I was in high school, I've been just playing with the top guards in the country, like Michael Brown and stuff like that. So when my opponent they come, they're just gonna pass me the ball. I know they're gonna find me every time, so I just gotta stay ready and then score the ball every time they find me.
For both you guys, I mean, you're getting to a critical point in the season, only 10 games left. What's the message to try and get back in the win column right now?
We just can't let those close games we just lost, get to us. Keep playing our game and take one game at a time.
You guys have Cincinnati coming up in 3 or 4 days. What do you guys need to take from this game to maybe get better going into that Cincinnati game? And do you guys feel a sense of urgency to win games because of the upcoming NCAA tournament?
I mean, we just gotta stick to the game plan. That's all we gotta do. Because when the coach gives the game plans, he wants us to stay on it. So we just gotta respect the game plan and then play defense.
Moustapha, with Keyshawn Hall's third foul in the first half, he ended up only getting 7 minutes in the second half. He ended up playing a lot more. Or first half, he ended up playing more in the second half. What was the biggest difference you noticed when Keyshawn was not on the court versus when he was?
I mean, Keyshawn is a really good player, and then some games it just happen. You just playing, you just got some fouls. It just happens. So when he's in the bench, it hurts a little bit, but I feel like every time he just got to play without fouling and then, stay on the games.
Which is defensive issues did BYU give you guys late game that didn't allow you guys to be able to get ahead?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, which issues, what did you guys see from BYU's defense that gave you challenges late game?
I mean, obviously, I think the big man, number 13, did a great job, blocking some important shots for us coming down the stretch. So they did a good job, and we could have did a better job finishing.
Richie Saunders was hitting almost every shot he was attempting, 6 and 9 from 3. Just how frustrating was that? Thinking you hold him defensively, and all of a sudden his shot it goes in.
Yeah, obviously he's a good player, and we knew that before we got into this game. But he was playing good today, and we just couldn't stop him.
Do you guys feel like being shorthanded gave you guys some issues today, not having Mikey and JJ out there?
Definitely, Mikey and JJ bring a lot of energy coming from the bench, and we definitely needed that today. But it happens. It's basketball, so.
Good. All right. Thanks, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we have Mawot Mag, head coach Kevin Young, and then Richie Saunders. Coach, just give us your general impressions of the game.
Hard-fought game. Two good teams, high-powered offenses, just kind of throwing haymakers there. For us, on our end, I thought just our response coming out of halftime was really critical. I thought our guys did a good job of kind of refocusing and bringing the necessary toughness to go out and get that win. So with that, we'll open it up.
Coaches, how important was getting a win like this on the road? Both teams are fighting for the NCAA tournament on the bubble right now to come into Orlando and get a win. How big is this for your team?
It was really big. I mean, we know where we are at in our season. You know, we let a couple games go early on in the year that we felt like were right there for us. And, you know, our guys stayed the course, but, you know, we know that we have work to do, and this was a step in the right direction for that against a good team who's well coached.
Coach, going into around the 6-7 minute mark, it just became a back and forth battle between you guys. What allowed you guys to be able to pull it out in the end and stop UCF from getting that run?
I think just resiliency. You know, we got a tough-minded group led by these two guys right here. They made huge plays down the stretch, but you know, Keyshawn Hall is a load, man. He's a heck of a ball player. You know, we tried to make it hard on him, and he was able to make some big plays, but you know, obviously we made just enough to you know, to get by him.
Richie, 8 of 14 today, 6 of 9 from deep. What did you see with UCF's defensive sets that helped you exploit them and get you quality looks on the perimeter?
Yeah, you know, I just was super happy with just overall, like, how we moved the ball. You know, they're a very physical team and very well coached clearly, and it was just something just opened up with my point guards being able to, and Mawot a couple of times, just getting through the lane and making the extra pass to me. That's what we're all about, is making the extra pass, and something happens when you do make it. Just, I don't know, the karma gods, they let that thing go in.
Mawot, season high 19 points for you. You got into rhythm early. What did you kind of notice, and how did you feel confident throughout the course of the game? And what do you feel like you can take away for this for the rest of the season?
Just my teammates, you know, they helped me get to my spot. So credit to them. They did a good job with just, you know, bringing in the defense and spraying it out to me, and I just made the right read. So just credit to my defense, to my teammates, and also credit to UCF. You know, they're very physical, play great defense, and they're also in the bubble too. So, yeah, just my teammates overall.
Coach, what was the biggest difference, would you say, for your team was between the first half and second half in terms of just getting in the paint? Because you ended up doubling UCF's paint points in the second half to get to pull pretty close for the whole game.
I thought just overall, just ball toughness was better in the second half. That's what we talked about a lot at halftime. I thought guys were a lot more decisive, ripping and getting into the getting into the paint. You know, making quick decisions. These guys talked about our ball movement, and we had 22 assists on 28 makes. I mean, that's incredible. So it's just a credit to the guys, you know, playing together and making, making quick decisions.
Hey, Mawot, man. Great matchup with you and Keyshawn, man. You know, two versatile wings, man. How's it feel, you know, just playing well against him? You know, he's a big, strong guard, so you know, defending him in his spots, and you know, making sure he, you know, make him uncomfortable.
Just credit to him, you know. He's a phenomenal player, very, you know, leading scorer in the Big 12, so credit to him. It was very challenging, but credit to the coaching staff, too. They set out a good defensive plan, and we just had to go out there and execute it, too. And my teammates helped me as well, too. But he's a hell of a player, as you've seen today in the second half. He didn't play in the first half a lot because of foul trouble, but he's a hell of a player, and I'm just glad we got the W and just keep stacking wins, as Coach says.
BYU as a national, obviously as a national fan base. I know a lot of places you go in the Big 12, you hear them. So how important was that, you know, hearing the BYU fans cheering you on today?
It was great. I mean, on a personal connection, my brother lives up in Atlanta, so he drove down. So for me, that was special. But, you know, BYU is a really unique place. We got a lot of support everywhere we go. You know, Richie's lived this life for some years. He's probably used to it. Me and Mo are getting our first taste of it. But, you know, it's pretty cool to go on the road anywhere we go and see quite a few blue jerseys and shirts in the stands.
Coach, I know Darius Johnson, a few of their other guards pressured Jaeger in the first half and created some turnovers. How do you feel like he handled the late game situations and ran the offense? And what sort of adjustments do you think he made throughout the course of the night?
I thought he, you know, he was on his heels in the first half, you know, and so we challenged him at halftime. I thought, you know, some of the actions where we were bringing, you know, Richie was coming in to set some screens, try to get Jaeger's man off of him a little bit, followed up by another screen by our big. So I thought that stuff helped, but you know, we played him and Dallin a little bit more together, so I thought Dallin was good with ball security too down the stretch, and you know, that's a luxury that we have, to have two guys that you can trust with the ball in their hands.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.